Alright boys, welcome back. So Black Asta is finally out, or it's going to come out in a few hours now. It is officially out right now, I think, on some of the servers, which is why we now have the official banner, which is why I waited so long to make this video, because I generally thought there might have been a chance that Julius could have appeared on the banner, because on JP and KR, Julius released alongside Black Asta, and we saw the leaks that Julius was not doing at this time on Global, mainly because it looks like that might have been a 6-month anniversary type banner and celebration with Julius would return. But I guess there was always a chance that Julius could have merged banners with Black Asta, but we now have official confirmation because it is now live in-game in certain servers. You can now see the official banner, which once again is not featuring Julius, but it is featuring obviously Yuno and Langris, and yeah, this is a pretty good banner. Now, should you actually summon for Black Asta, there's quite a lot of controversy, I would say, in comparison towards like him being a festival character, and especially look at Julius. Julius was a must summon, and everyone summoned for him. But there are some people out there saying that they're going to skip Black Asta. Now, can you skip him? Sure. I guess if you don't want to use him, although the meta does form around him, especially when Witch Queen comes out. But I will say, festival banners like Julius and Black Asta, they don't return too often. Like we just saw now, Julius never returns, so Black Asta most likely won't return when Leona comes out. And if you want to save for her, then she's probably coming out in 2 more seasons, so in about 2 months from now. And yeah, if you're the type of person who's like probably not going to invest too much into Asta, you're not going to use him too much, I still think it's worth summoning. I mean, the banner is pretty good, obviously, but also it's a limited character, right? They don't come back too often. We haven't even seen Black Asta or Julius release again on the JP server, so even if you want to go crazy for Leona, to be fair, you still can. I mean, you have around 2 months to save. I know if I didn't summon from Julius to Black Asta, I'd have about like three rotations to do. That's like someone who's kind of free to play a little bit, just buying the battle pass essentially. So I do think, regardless of you not actually, you know, planning to invest too much into him, still think it's worth summoning, still think it's a good time, especially when we look at the next few banners, which we know next banner is going to be, I think, it was a Vettel and Goldry, obviously a massive skip banner. The next one after that is going to be Magna and also Charlotte. Charlotte actually being a pretty good character, but you can get her for free and then just spend universal dues onto her. And then if you don't really care too much about Black Asta, you can kind of skip the Witch Queen and then just start saving strictly for obviously Leona when she comes out. I'm sure most of you don't know by now, but the reason why this guy is so controversial is because of this passive right here. The guy generally himself is a good support and tank character, but when he does drop below 40% HP, he will actually become a pretty good DPS character. But obviously that's very tricky and gimmick to play around with, because sometimes they may not drop below 40, or if he does drop below 40, your whole team might be dead and he can't really optimize too much, or, you know, pop off basically. That's why he kind of needs the Witch Queen, who's currently not out right now in the game. So I saw this on the Reddit. This, I think, was a post on Geeku's actual channel, where someone said Blue Asta still dies to Julius even on Global, but you can use both together. People need to stop overhyping the unit and getting gullible for people to summon him. I mean, this is, I don't think necessarily true. And you can kind of see some comments saying it's partly right but partly wrong as well. But there's more to the game. I mean, for example, you can bring the newly released Halloween, obviously, Noelle. And, I mean, if you know what her passive is, you reduce the damage dealt. So Julius cannot really one-shot your Asta. In fact, probably making it easier for him to get below 40% HP. You can also taunt him, so obviously he doesn't go for the, obviously, Asta. You can also load magic attack as well. Disarm the character. You can't even ult, and he's got to use the AoE skill. It's like, there's such counterplay, and you can build your team around it. So Asta can pop off. And the thing about Asta, he will obviously be very, very good, but not as overly dominant like we had, obviously, Julius on release. Like I say, if you don't really plan to use him or build up like the Monterey team, or plan to invest too much into him because you want to go towards Leona, bear in mind, people on top tier PP right now still using Leona and Black Asta together, but this guy will take a lot of investment. To be fair, this is what you should be investing into anyway. I feel like the only time you should be really spending your universal dues are on like the, you know, sometimes seasonals, and also obviously the festival characters like Asta, like Julius, like Leona. Since they're so limited and rare, it's just by far the best ones to go towards. But if you look at Black Asta's actual, you know, +5 abilities. So this is why you really want to get this guy to +5. But the passive is he's going to taunt everyone when he does enter anti-magic. Once again, him being a tank character is obviously very, very good. But I think the biggest thing, and by far one of the best things about Black Asta, and the reason why I want to get him and also use him, is to also just be a support character. When you do get LR +5, he's going to taunt everyone when he enters anti-magic. Fair enough, that's only when he enters it. But the biggest thing is that he's going to apply the status element immunity to all allies at the start of the battle for 1 turn, which means you can cannot get stunned. So that Mars combo they've been doing with obviously William, you know, Julius's actual ultimate, you know, even Fanny sometimes you find real. They can't stun you time one, and this is so massive. So this is one thing that I'm really looking forward to, and at that point Black Asta can just be a really good support character to put on your team and not really be a main DPS, but can be a main DPS when he does enter True Magic. By far, one of the biggest things about Asta is that he is going to obviously get anti-magic, which is going to scale up his defense. He's going to get increased damage per 1.5k defense. And yeah, this is why it's important to obviously get his skill page. We'll do a guide on the channel to see how Asta does perform without his skill page, like a free-to-play level, but I doubt it's going to be that good. But you can see right here, he's going to get more, obviously, damage increase as well per 1.5k defense. You can get a lot of damage dealt, and that's where his big damage shielding comes from. And so yeah, you really want to dupe out the skill page. If I'm not mistaken, you've only given out one of these guys, and that's kind of what I'm going to be using my actual universal dupes onto. But once again, if you don't really plan to go crazy on the Asta team, even just getting him once is still, I guess, okay to have him in the future. But this is one character I really recommend, although Julius is a close second. But I'm really hoping to return him sometime in the future, especially if it is for the 6th-month anniversary. He can be another character you can summon for then again. So should you be summoning? Honestly, I think it is a must summon. Even if you don't want to go crazy on the banner, there's nothing too crazy coming out apart from a seasonal banner that you can get those characters for free. Also, Mereola in about 2 months' time. So you have enough time to get Black Asta now and just strictly save for obviously Mereola. But I would say if you do plan to use Black Asta and invest into him, then of course it's going to take a lot of investment because you have to get the character at least max dupe. Also get a skill page and work on that skill page by using those universal dupes onto it, or of course summon for that skill page. And of course the reminder that you do have to summon for Witch Queen as well. So when Witch Queen drops, you also have to try and get her, or maybe hope to pull in the future. But honestly, one of my favorite characters right now is the Golden Dawn Uno on like the mono red team. I got lucky and pulled him again off a single, so I'm kind of gassed by it. But he's also returning on the Black Asta banner again, which you can see now on screen. We've talked about already at the start of the video. But just once again, having a chance to get him and also Langris to make the mono red team, or more importantly for obviously and using a team like this, assuming this is obviously Black Asta. But this is something that I really want to use. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. Obviously, once again, bear in mind the mono red team is actually pretty toxic, but also Noel is still a really good character, still a kind of broken character. So getting a 5-star Asta that can give me stun immunity, that he can't stun my Noel turn 1, it's gonna make Noel pop off, and we have so much control, especially if you do manage to get Uno to 2-star. It's a really fun team, and honestly, until you try it, until you get these characters, it's something that you're not really gonna enjoy until you try it, because it generally is one of my favorite teams to use right now. So yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up today's video. Once again, Black Asta is coming out on the next reset, whatever server you're in. For like the EU players, it will be out in a few hours. For like the NA players, which is what I'm on the US server, it's gonna be out like 9 AM the UK time, or like I think 4 PM, which I think is for Americans. I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, once again, good luck if you do plan to summon. This ban, like I said, is worth it. Nothing crazy coming out unless you really want to go in heavy into obviously that Charlotte coming out very soon. But like I said, he's a festival. They don't really return, and if they do, they're gonna be on their own standard banner again when you're trying to summon the newer characters. At that point, Asta may not be the newest character, and like Mereola might be coming out soon afterwards, or even, who knows, a new Spirit of Zephyr, in the far future. So boys, thank you for watching the video. Good luck if you do plan to summon. And yeah, we'll do a few summons tomorrow. We'll do one rotation, and then probably hopefully work on getting a skill page, because it's kind of what we have to do. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.